So this morning I decided to kind of sleep in. I had trouble going to sleep last night, but I got up, I got my machine set up, thread on it, I had to do black, and thought a little bit about this. It's kind of like a mesh fabric, I think is what they call it. I had a remnant left over from something else, and it was big enough to do this overlay on this top. Let me find my pattern. So I'm doing view B on this pattern here. That's that turquoise looking one that she's wearing. This is 6960, a McCalls pattern. It states it's easy. I would question that. I don't think this would be a beginner pattern. If you have sewing experience, you'd probably be okay. The reason I say that is because the types of fabrics you're working with are light and flowy, and you tend to, unless you really know what you're doing when it comes to doing narrow hemming, you could really mess this up. So I'm going to show you what I did. Now, I do have this other material that people use. I just couldn't find it. So I took a interfacing that I use for knits. I took that and cut me about a 1/2 inch strip, and I ran it on this hemmed edge here. So that's hemmed, and there's part of the neck edge that's also hemmed because it drops down lower. So this is hemmed, and I did the same thing to it. I just used white because that's what I had, and I just put that on there, pressed it in place, folded over my 5/8, and it worked like a charm. Now I did increase my stitch length to a 3, and I was really proud of that. That's the first thing you do, is hem. So what I need to do next on my top, which is this McCalls pattern right here, 6960. Now, just a couple weeks ago, the Seamstress and the Cottage made this pattern, and I told her, I said, you know, I have one of those cut out, and I've never put it together, but now you make me want to put mine together. So thanks to Katinka, I think that's how you pronounce her name, this is why I'm putting this together, because I loved her top. It was so cute. So, okay, Katinka, I'm putting it together. I'll send her a message and let her know. I am doing view B, so I have this overlay. Now, the overlay, I have my facings. I did those last night. I have my facings pinned on, and what I have to do is I have to put the facing on the front, then the facing on the back, and that finishes off your neck edges and your armhole edges. Now I know you're saying, but your armhole edges won't be one continuous swoop. It won't matter because you've got shoulder seams and then you'll do side seams. But it does make it a lot easier for me to see that point. See how I marked it with a pen? That's where I'm going to pivot. The only thing I'm worried about is this sagginess right here in the front. You see how it wants to sag? The overlay wants to sag. I don't want that to do that, so I'm going to wait until I can try this on. And if I have to take the seam out and pull that a little tighter, I will, because I don't want my overlay to sag there. Hi everyone. Let me straighten up my hair here. Good morning everyone. It is Sunday. Yesterday I did not get to sew. Friday it was raining really bad. I did sew that day on this top. You know, I'm working on this McCalls pattern, making the one the model has on. And I'm going to hold it up. I will model it a little later because I need to make a little modification on the neck edge. It does drop down. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. But what I thought I might do won't work because then I won't have the depth in my armholes that I need in the front. So I can't take up any up here on the front. I have got to leave that so that I have this. This doesn't stretch. Now the stretch, I do have stretch in the overlay. This pattern calls for woven fabrics and moderate stretch knits. You can use either or. My black part of this does not have any stretch to it whatsoever, but it worked with this so well. Now, when I have this on, this part right here, this overlay, you see how it wants to sag? When I have it on and it's over the body, it fits up snug, just like it's supposed to. I have recently purchased some books to help me out with my Christmas gift project for my granddaughter. Also, remember, her birthday is also in December. I have 3 grandchildren with birthdays in December, and she's one of them. So not only do I have to get ready for 3 birthdays, I also have to get ready for Christmas. So where people are already talking about, oh, this is my fall wardrobe plans, you're not going to see that here because Cheryl can't think that way. Cheryl has to think about, I've got to get things made for my grandkids because I have double duty, birthday, Christmas. Now a lot of people, well, you just go buy something, but I want to make some things too. So I have a few things to make my other grandson over here to sew, and I will probably make my older grandson something, and but I'm not sure what that's, yes, I do know what it's going to be. It's not something to wear, but I think it's something he'll think that's really funny, and he'll love it. So I do have something I'm making him. Anyway, I bought this Knits for Barbies by Knits for Barbies, if I could talk. It's by Nicki Epstein. This is a wonderful book. So if you're into knitting for Barbie, whether it's just because you'd like to have some of these fashion dolls sitting around in your room and for inspiration, or you want to try to get into like where people actually test a garment idea out on a Barbie before they make it, here you go. This might help get you started. So I am so glad I purchased this book. I'm going to have so much fun with this. Then there's Couture by Kenneth. This is for sewing Barbie clothes. I ran across this when I was doing some research, and actually I follow him on Instagram, and I was talking about making Barbie clothes, and he said, are you aware of this Couture book? And I said, well, I've been looking at that on Amazon and have it in my wish list to purchase this. So I was really pleased to get this. I love this suit on the back. I love everything. All the patterns are included. Anything that he guides you to making, all the patterns are here in the back. There's a pattern section. So I am just really excited about this. Now, the other book I came across is, I was watching the Big Sew Along, Jenny, and I'm going to try to link where she actually painted on fabric. She did a shirt here recently. I'll try to link her video where you can see that. Jenny was talking about this book in one of her videos, and I just now got around to ordering it, Hand Painted Textiles. It is by Sarah Campbell. It talks about painting on silk, which is the one I'm interested in. Painting with like vegetables, painting with paintbrush, doing the bleaching technique where you paint with bleach but it actually removes the fabric dye, taping off and painting. There's all kinds of things in here. It's a really good resource to have in your library if you're interested in this sort of thing. I'm like her, I highly recommend it. I'm very glad I bought this book. Altogether, my books probably ran me about $70, but I feel like it was money well spent. They will be used. Now, I am going to work on getting this finished, and then get my video edited and all that and get it up. So I want to thank everyone who's been subscribing. My numbers have gone up some more. I just noticed that the other day. I want to thank people who comment. I've got a few people that comment weekly. I have a few that every now and then they throw in a comment. It's been really, really nice. Thank you so much. I love hearing from everybody. I love to hear what people are doing. There are people I follow faithfully myself and love seeing everything they do. Weekly, I always watch Jenny the Big Sew Along, Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and I also watch Katinka from Seamstress in the Cottage. I seem to relate more to those three, and always am interested in what they're doing. Then there are people I love to watch just because they're relaxing. That's it for me for now, and I hope to see you back here next week where I'm going to be working on those cotton shirts, and hopefully I'll get a couple of those made so you can see how you blend all this stuff together in a kind of a cute little design. So hopefully I have good luck with that. We'll see. It's going to be an adventure.